Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. I'm Rockerman back in the booth, joined by Adtyso. We just saw the Gorgons take the Novice League Championship, a dominating showing from them. A big congratulations to them on taking that one. A huge performance right there from them. And before I continue on, I got to give a couple quick shout outs. Shout out to Beard coming back for 6 months, and also Fort coming back for 25 months. Appreciate the resubs and the hype train that was going on in that last matchup. And yeah, hopefully, Ventus, we can continue the hype of this matchup because it's slated to be another great one.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams definitely have, had their ups and downs. I think Origin has kind of showed their dominance, especially in the playoffs. They've only dropped one game, and that was to Vipers in the quarterfinals. But Gladiators, I feel like they have had the struggles. They've been having to go the distance. They've been, like, such a good team, and, I mean, they were able to take down what I thought was a very, very strong Hypernova squad. And so, super good matchups all around in the Prospect League, and both these teams riding on highs, obviously coming into the grand finals thinking they're gonna take it to give their victory to the org. And I mean, they both have such a great story.
Yeah, they really do, making it all the way. I mean, Gladiators a dominating performance thus far this season. I mean, the playoff hasn't been the run they quite wanted, but they a dominating regular season. They got the job done. That's all you can really ask for to make it to the grand finals. And yeah, speaking of these players and these teams, we saw the bracket just a moment ago, and Ventus, I do have the statistics here courtesy of Mealy, and a big shout out to Mealy and Cream, by the way, for Mealy and Jacksoy. Cream has also been streaming big, but Mealy and Jacksoy coming up with the graphics and the videos for the pre-show, and Mealy creating this one. But we can see the stats here. These are the postseason stats for both these teams, and we got some high flying players to look out for in this matchup, Ventus.
Yeah, and I mean, the biggest thing that I noticed is Guth. I know that he has been very involved in a lot of the assists during the regular season, but he's kind of taken that more of a striker approach. You see that goals up at 0.85 goals per game, leading his team there. And so he's being relied on more and more as that guy of this team to kind of step up, be the one to be able to finish the opportunities, and as well play that third man role where he's able to get a bunch of those saves. So I'm really looking at him kind of for the side of Gladiators. But then on the other side, right, for the side of Origin, I mean, I have Adtyso. I know he hasn't necessarily had the best. He's such a striker. 1.2 goals per game is absolutely amazing, especially just in playoffs. But I know that I had him last season in the Nemesis Fantasy League, and he came in clutch last season. I know he's a fantastic player, especially for the Novice League, and he's the player I'm looking at. I know he's gonna have a monster game.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. Last call on the channel point predictions. If you guys want to get your prediction in, only about a minute remaining. We're about to get things firing up here. And yeah, Ventus, we saw the desk predictions here, mostly siding with Origin in this one. So I got to ask you, do you think the Gladiators, are you going to agree with Colson, your buddy Colson here? Do the Gladiators have what it takes here? Or do you think Origin is going to pull this one off here?
I think that I wish I could agree with Colson. I'm gonna go with Origin. I think that they've had a much more dominant run throughout the playoffs. I mean, I talked about them only losing one game overall. They swept the semifinals matchup, and I think that they have just shown their dominance. I think Adtyso and Voakes especially, I think both those players are so phenomenal and working together, and Slayz just kind of rounds them out as kind of the glue player. He kind of facilitates a lot of the offense. He's playing in that midfield area. I feel like this is a very, very well put together team. And I think that because they were able to get so much momentum at the end of the season, especially after that rough start and having to scrap the entire roster, I think that this is kind of their show. I think that they're gonna win. I think it'll be close. I think it's probably gonna be in Game 6 that we'll see. But I just think that this Origin roster has too much momentum.
Yeah, they definitely have some momentum coming in with, two massive wins in the playoffs thus far. But they haven't quite faced a team like the Gladiators yet, so we're going to have to see if the Gladiators can take them down and finish off their great regular season here, as it looks like we have them all joined up here in the lobby, ready to get things going here for the Prospect League Grand Finals. Both teams hot and ready to get things going here, as first kickoff is coming your way here for the Prospect League Grand Finals. We have the Gladiators in the orange tonight with Bigguth, Brindytheblade, and Vergil. And then we have Origin in the blue with Adtyso, Slayz, and Voakes here. And I know, Ventus, you mentioned Adtyso, want to see a big series from him, but who do you need to see on the Gladiators then to have a big series if they're going to want to take this championship?
Yeah, I think I talked about it a little bit. I think Guth is going to be the guy. I know that he in the regular season was kind of the star player on the team, at least in my opinion. I think that he kind of helps create a lot of the offense for this Gladiator squad, and Brindy as well. I think those two kind of in tandem. Brindy has been there for a lot of the follow-ups, a lot of the goal-scoring opportunities, and kind of just helping out on the offensive side, especially getting some of those nasty demos that nobody necessarily loves to do, but is necessary. As you know, you see a couple early shots coming out from both sides, but neither team really wanting to overcommit.
Yeah, and this is game number 1 of the Grand Finals. Obviously, nerves are on the line here. This is the biggest game and biggest series these players have played all season long, and they all know that the entire season has come down to this, a championship on the line for everyone involved here, trying to close it out as this one is fired back middle. Big opportunity, but Gladiators not quite ready for that one as Slayz clears it off the wall. Follow-up attempt, looking for the shot there, but just a little bit wide. Can't quite find it down. Vergil is going to take this offense, throwing it off the backboard. Slayz jumping up for it. He's going to push it out, but Brindy is cutting that off. A long time, the Nemesis veteran, and there are a lot of Nemesis veterans. I think 5 out of the 6 are pretty long-term Nemesis veterans, Ventus. And how do you think that could factor into this series?
You know, I think that it kind of makes them much more confident in themselves, especially early on. We see a lot of teams, especially with new players, struggle early in series and kind of going down early because it's the nerves, and they're not used to playing in front of so many people, so much on the line, so much at stake. And so for all these veterans to be in here, you know, we see that there isn't really that pressure. You know, Voakes might actually get a goal here as it's stopped right on the crossbar, and that one gonna find its way off, but it's still threatening as Slayz finishing this one, and it looks like neither team really ready to back down. Both these teams, all of the veterans doing their part. I think that, you know, it makes for better content on our side. I think that we don't have to worry about as many mistakes coming out, and some big demos for Origin gonna open the way here.
Yeah, and that is kind of what we saw from Origin throughout the playoffs. There is some big demos, some big bumps to open up some space, and the Gladiators had some great offense, really suffocated Origin early on. But Origin were finally able to break through, and they are the ones with the first goal here. The Season 13 Prospect League Grand Finals. Now it's up to Gladiators to try to find an answer back as Bigguth gonna take this one up, looking for something else, but just gonna find a pinch down into the corner, gonna find a bump there. Adtyso gonna get beat out here. This one, big opportunity. The fake coming through, but Slayz is able to get a touch there, able to send this one up high. Gonna bang it a long way towards the net. Voakes is trying to reach out for it, and a big save coming through off the crossbar. Bigguth just enough time to put it away, but the net is wide open. The ball is dropping down. Can't quite find the shot. Slayz, he had the opportunity. Still following up their Origin. They're trying to put on the pressure there, but they can't quite close the door there, as big save, a big miss there on both sides there, Ventus, and the score still stays at 1-0.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Slayz kind of jumped a little bit early, not ready, expecting the bounce off the backboard, and that one very disastrous. You would love to have a 2-0 lead in this game number 1, kind of not seal the deal, but give you a little bit more of a buffer. This team of Origin has kind of been in the driver's seat. They've been on the offensive side of the ball and had a lot of midfield pressure throughout this game, so I'm not too worried about them long term. Obviously, you would love to have that little bit of a buffer, but with the way they're playing, they're keeping the Gladiators pretty much stuck in their half. The Gladiators haven't gotten a single shot all game yet, and they're kind of just forced to play defense. They've been doing very well and keeping a lot of the pressure out, but we've started to see the cracks show on the offense. Origin has put up some really good opportunities, and luckily, you know, Guth is there to make a crazy save, and Vergil has been back in time to cover for a couple missed clears from this Gladiator squad.
Yeah, they've been able to hold on, but yeah, like you mentioned, without any shots here, you're not going to be putting yourselves in good opportunities to put a goal in the back of the net here. Now, final 40 seconds here. The Gladiators trying to turn it on here, but Vergil a little bit overcommitted there. Voakes is an opportunity, but Brindy, he's back in time. He would have locked that one up there. Going to get over the top of one. As now Voakes looking to take control. That one is going to be sent back down. Voakes again looking to try to find the follow there, but Bigguth over the top of one. Slayz playing patient. Adtyso going to make the turn. Going to get over the top, but demoed for his efforts. Is this the opportunity here? Brindy faking it out, trying to fake a second one, but Voakes is going to deny it away. Final 10 seconds now for Gladiators. Can they find a shot towards the goal here? This one off the corner, going towards the backboard. Slayz is going to clear that one away. Ball dropping out. Vergil trying to find something off the backboard again. Can they find the shot? It's going to hit off. They're not going to be able to get it on target there. And Origin going to hold on and take game number 1.
Yeah, and you said that perfectly. Held on to the very end. We saw a lot of good opportunities from Gladiators, and even though they didn't get any shots for all those efforts, we saw them basically keeping Origin into their own net for the last 40 seconds there. They had a lot of pressure. They had a really good midfield line where they're allowing the clears to come through, just collecting the free balls and then taking them back to create another attack. Origin doing really well to stave that pressure off and kind of hold on to the very end. But the Gladiators finally started to look at breaking out, and I think that they're going to continue it in this next game.
Yeah, I mean, they did look like they had pressure, and I was very surprised, Ventus, to see that they ended up with 0 shots in that game, especially with the pressure they had early on, and even a couple attempts at the very end there. Didn't quite have, a shot on target or a shot registered there, but, if they were able to channel what they had in that last 30 seconds, Ventus, I think they could come out here with a big first goal, and that's got to be on their minds here heading into game 2.
Yeah, and I really think it's going to be between Brindy and Guth. I know that towards the end there, they held the midfield really well. They had a lot of pressure, but as I say that, disaster strikes as a kickoff goal comes through. Origin are going to take the lead once again. A good kickoff there, hard cheat from Slayz, going to get the beat around the last man. And unfortunately for Gladiators, it's not what you want to see. You were starting to get on the right foot. You were starting to get a lot of pressure. Brindy was playing really aggressive in the Origin half. Guth was getting a lot of those big clears and turning them into counterattacks. And so, unfortunately, all of that presence and all that momentum gets stolen away from you off of a kickoff goal. And, I might have been fallen victim in the semifinals to a couple of those as well. And let me tell you, they are so frustrating to have to deal with, constantly having to deal with being down. This roster is going to have to work much harder now to just get back into this game. You don't want to start down early.
You don't, and Bigguth, he's trying to bring it back there, and the Gladiators going to find their first one of the series. A great pass by Brindytheblade over the top, and Bigguth right there. And the Gladiators are going to make their way onto the scoreboard here in that game number 2. But I agree with you, being down can really hurt your mental here. It's good to see the Gladiators finally break through and put that one in the back of the net. Now is Voakes going to 50 this one out in the midfield. Adtyso going to collect it, trying to 50 underneath there, but this one just going to be pushed to the corner. Vergil finding a touch. This ball going to drop out in the midfield. A big miss comes through. Adtyso with a shot opportunity. Bar down. It's not going to find its way in. That one, a huge chance there, but not going to find it. Now the Gladiators on the counterattack. 50 going to come through in the corner. Ball popping up. Origin trying to clear that one out there. But Gladiators going to keep it around as Slayz going to get it by one. Brindy, he's looking for the bump on Voakes, trying to get it at Adtyso. He's going to help him out to push that one away for now, but a couple of close chances here, Ventus, for both those teams. This one might be a chance here, but going to be picked up by Brindytheblade, who's taking his time, trying to get it by Adtyso, but it's going to be pushed off to the corner.
Yeah, and this Gladiator squad did not miss a beat from this last game, even though they gave up that kickoff goal, which is extremely infuriating. They have done very well to play much faster. They're playing much more aggressive. They're making a little bit more mistakes as well, but it comes as part of the trying to outspeed, trying to play so aggressive and keep those rotations up, trying to get a lot more pressure on this Origin squad. There are going to be a little bit more lapses where they're able to kind of be susceptible to counterattacks, but so has Origin. We've seen a couple counterattacks where Brindy almost had a shot, and this is almost a shot too, and that one is actually going to find the back of the net right around the back of Adtyso. A great shot there from Vergil. Maybe a little bit of a leave there in the corner from Guth. Gets a little bit of a touch, beating out Slayz. Slayz has to kind of rotate back, and I mean, a great play from the Gladiators. They tack another one onto their score, and they look to continue that as another air dribble kind of coming out here from Brindy, but that one going to be saved away.
And their first lead here of this series. Gonna find it here in game number 2. Trying to tie this series up. A big miss comes out in front. Vergil gonna get to that one, but Slayz with a great denial away here as Origin can't quite break out here. Gladiators gonna grab that boost, gonna keep that ball in the zone here. Adtyso looking to try to take one out there, but it's just sent back in towards the net. Slayz and Voakes double commit on the backboard. Could be a big opportunity, but Gladiators can't quite find it off there. Is this one over the top of Brindy, off the corner, the ball is racing towards the net, and Voakes and Adtyso are diving 2-on-1 to tie this game up.
Yeah, and Guth gets a little bit greedy for that boost there. You see him going for the corner. He can't get it. Kind of misses it as well. Would have thought that if he had gotten that boost, he would have been able to get the clear away. But Origin, smelling blood in the water, were circling. They were waiting to pounce, and even if they double commit, they put it in the back of the net. They were able to take that chance and turn it into a goal. A great shot there. A good dunk from this Origin squad, and they've kind of answered back. I mean, they kind of got that early kickoff goal. They kind of were getting shut out for a big part of this game, but it seems like they have also woken up. They've started playing faster. We're seeing both these levels elevate. Both of these teams are playing faster, more consistent. They're getting better touches. They're forcing out better and better saves from both these teams, and we see another great save there from Vergil's Adtyso, continues to threaten the net.
Yeah, that was a massive save from Vergil. He was ready and able to make that save, and Gladiators good on the defensive end here, able to hold off. As Slayz trying to send it back, looking for another one, but can't quite find it. This one's sent down. Voakes gonna pop it up, pushing it back into Gladiators' end. This one, Vergil can't find that touch. This one shot towards the net. Slayz trying to place it in. Bigguth just enough to get that touch off to the side. Close opportunity here as we're now down to a minute remaining in game number 2. This one over the top of Voakes. He pushed out there, but a shot attempt towards the net. It's just a little bit high for Bigguth. This one dropped down. Brindy trying to come through, but denied away by the Origin defense. We're trying to hold this one off there. This ball popping out in the midfield. A pinch comes through. It's just off target, though. Can't quite find it on. Adventus final 40 seconds here for both these teams. Tied up here. Trying to see if they can find one more before overtime.
Yeah, both these teams have been playing so well. You see so many great plays coming out. Another pass option as Voakes amazingly cutting that one off. I think that his positioning there is absolutely phenomenal, being able to put himself in between that second man and shooter of the Gladiators and be able to kind of make any save on net as well. Origin playing very well together. They've tightened up on defense a lot. I was a little bit worried towards the beginning half of this game, but they have done amazingly. And with the clock ticking down, it looks like we might see overtime. But as I say that, folks, shot, the bump coming through from Slay's Guth, trying to turn this into a counterattack. Hey, he has Vergil shot, but that one hits the ground, and we have overtime in absolutely tragic fashion.
Oh, that one is so close there for the Gladiators. They almost found the game winner at 0 seconds, but the ball has to stay up in the air for them to do it. As this one's sent back towards the net. Origin, a little bit awkward. Is a dangerous ball. Slayz is going to pinch that one out there as the Gladiators now looking to try to find an attack in our first overtime of the series. This one off the backboard. Voakes trying to get up. He's going to send it out a long way. Vergil is there, but that one over the top of him. The net is open, and Adtyso, the captain, gonna finish it off, and Origin gonna go up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a great beat from Slayz there, recognizing Vergil, committing as last man back. Vergil on a little bit of an island. It seems like a little bit too aggressive from the Gladiators, trying to spark that aggression that they had when they almost scored at 0 seconds. Absolutely devastation, as well as, you know, they just had made a crazy save at 0 seconds and turned it into an immediate counterattack, hoping that they could see the results. But Origin are going to take game number 2 and inch them just that one bit closer to trying to lift that grand finals trophy.
Yeah, they are able to get the first 2 wins here, and Adventus, now we gotta look towards those Gladiators to see if they're gonna opt to use the tactical timeout, and so far it doesn't seem like they're gonna do so here. Maybe just talking it over. I mean, it was a very close game, and it's only a 2-0 deficit here, Ventus. But would you call the timeout here down 2-0 in the grand finals?
You know, it's rough. Usually my say is, one, if we get beat really bad in the game, I'm taking the timeout, which I can't say that happened. I feel like this is a super close game. Both these teams are so evenly matched. It came down to the wire, and just unfortunately that 0-second miss was really the difference maker of the game. So they didn't lose by a bunch, and they are down 0-2, but because it was such a close game, I felt like they could be or were the better team in that game as well. I feel like they played a better game. I thought that they had a lot more pressure throughout the game, and they didn't make as many mistakes as you see another double commit coming up from Origin. But unfortunately, the kickoff goal early was really a big factor, as it kind of gave Origin another leg up. And so I think it was the right decision not to call their timeout, because I think that they'll come out really aggressive in this one, and then they still have the timeout if they go down another one. But you really want to take a game back without having to use your timeout, so you have an extra little buffer. You have that extra reset that you need, and unfortunately they might not be able to use it if this Origin roster continues to be so dominant on their half.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great save again from Vergil. It seems like he's been huge on the defensive end as the net is open here, but this one, Adtyso just able to get back in time. Gladiators almost had an opportunity, an angle snipe from Brindy, but not quite able to get it past the defense here. But this is a big game here for the Gladiators. A big miss on the backboard. Here comes Vergil for the shot there, capitalizing on the mistake, and the Gladiators are going to be the ones striking first.
Yeah, and that's such a tough backboard read for Slayz there, and unfortunately he has to go for it. He doesn't get it. Vergil's there waiting, lying in wait, and then the miss comes through. He's able to get a free shot on target. Does well to put it around him as well. Slayz got back in time trying to put a hand up, but unfortunately, you know, the shot was just around him, so he couldn't do much about that. Gladiators are going to be able to take the lead, and I thought that it was the right decision that they didn't necessarily need to use their timeout just yet. I thought that oh my god, as that one, I thought that one was on target, but unfortunately just a little bit high with the team pinch coming through, trying to help extend the lead. But this one, it is dangerous, as Brindy having to make that save, a very difficult touch as well. And the clear comes through once again, but Gladiators, you know, so far proving me right that they didn't need that timeout.
Oh, this is a great touch there from Vergil to put it on the net. Origin could not get back to it. Vergil off the backboard to Guth, and then Slayz, he was there for it, but he wasn't ready for Vergil's touch there. A great shot on the net, and the Gladiators clapping back here in this game number 3. Now up 2-0, and they're trying to add to it as Brindy sends this one back. Adtyso off the backboard. This one dropping down Vergil up in the midfield there. Guth trying to get to it there, but only going to get to the corner. But he is going to snag that boost and open up a little bit of space for his team as he's trying to pass it down to a teammate. This one drop down. Adtyso sending this one a long way. Vergil has to make the touch, able to get that one off the backboard there. As Slayz sending this one high off the backboard. Voakes and Slayz both there for the follow. Double commit. Again, it comes through from Origin there as we get to the halfway point here. And the Gladiators are looking solid so far in this game number 3, trying to bring back this series to a 2-1.
Yeah, and I knew that Guth would be the one to kind of step up and be that facilitator. You see the 2 assists this game. But the one thing I was kind of surprised by is Vergil has really taken that follow up, and he's been the shooter for this squad. And that's something that usually I'd see Brindy kind of playing that role. I know that he's there and has capitalized a lot in the regular season off these passes from a Bigguth, and so it's a little bit of a different dynamic than what I'm used to seeing from this Gladiators squad, and maybe that might change up the dynamic. They might be going back to Old Faithful, but I love that they're trying new things. I love that Vergil is playing more aggressive. You see the cut there in the midfield as well, becoming an outlet option for Guth, just being aggressive, being in the rotation, being available, so that they have these counterattacks, so that they have these good attack options. And you know, I thought it was going to be Brindy, but Vergil has really stepped up in this game.
Yeah, no, he really has. And, you know, this is the grand finals. You got to step up with your season on the line, the championship on the line. And so far, Vergil has been big in this game number 3 for his team. The only non-Nemesis veteran in this one, as this one's popped up towards the net there. Slayz going to clear this one off to the side. Is now 1:15 remaining. Gladiators just got to hold on to this one. They'll be able to bring this series within 1, but Origin going to try to get on the attack. Vergil with a great cutoff in the midfield. This one off the backboard, dropping out. Brindy's coming through, but Slayz cuts him off. Able to get that one out to Voakes, because now they're trying to turn on the attack. This one off the backboard. Bigguth going to get that clear. It's Brindy now taking control. Brindy looking for something there, trying to flip it down underneath. That one going to pinch off Slayz, but back to Guth, who's going to grab that one and keep things going here as Gladiators happy to waste away the time. This one off the backboard. Nice touch by Brindy. Able to send it out there as Slayz dropping this one down. Vergil with a shot opportunity. The net is open, but they can't find him, but Brindy can. He puts it in, and it's 3-0 Gladiators here, looking poised to take game 3.
Yeah, and a good comeback. You see the Origin roster just feeling a little bit of pressure. Voakes trying to go and get greedy, get that corner boost, but with another demo in the backline of the Origin squad, the Gladiators just taking advantage of that 2-on-1, getting the beat on the last man, taking advantage of the player going for boost and getting a free shot. And, you know, it might not have been on target the first time, but the follow-up is there, and they're able to get a 3-goal lead with 20 seconds left. I have to say this is, you know, Gladiators game to lose. We don't really see too many crazy things happening, but I might be the curse of all curses is we might start to see a comeback here. 13 seconds is doable. You have to have crazy things happen. Usually I'm used to seeing on Forbidden Temple, but, you know, maybe we're just starting off things early.
It may be here. 13 seconds left for Origin. They got to try to find 2. Going to be big on this kickoff. Gladiators just need something simple. Guth is trying to get it. This one, send it back towards the net the other way, and the kickoff shenanigans go the opposite direction. Brindytheblade gonna put that one in and all but ice this game.
Yeah, and you see a kickoff strike going for the mid boost, really aggressive from Origin. I love it, right? I think that this is it's exactly what they needed. Unfortunately, right? They concede, but they were aggressive. They were trying to get the equalizer. Well, not equalizer, but they were trying to put themselves closer to being able to tie it. You know, you only have 13 seconds left. It's do or die. It's go all in, and unfortunately it didn't work out for them this game. But Gladiators, a very strong showing. I thought that they did really well. The defense was really clean. They were able to do a lot of counterattacks, and obviously I talked about Vergil stepping up big time. You see him there with 2 goals. Brindy actually added 2 goals of his own, one off that kickoff goal, and then Guth, man, those 3 assists really helping out, really facilitating the offense, being a big driver and why the Gladiators were able to do so well. I think that Guth was very good. He was able to stop the Origin attacks. He was able to turn those into possession plays where he was able to flick it off the backboard, pass it in the midfield for his teammates, and just really create some really good goal-scoring opportunities. So Gladiators, big step in the right direction. They took the game. It was really close in game 2. It could have gone either way. But they didn't have to use their timeout, and I think that's the biggest thing, that the biggest takeaway from that is they're able to come back without taking that timeout.
Yeah, that's crucial. And like you mentioned earlier too, now they have it in their back pocket should they need it if they drop another game here. So we're going to have to see Juventus as we dive into this next game here, as we're into game number 4 between these two teams. Origin 2-1 in the series here. Gladiators trying to tie this series up here, as this one sent up high towards the midfield. Adtyso looking to find it, but it's going to be blocked off there as the Gladiators looking to try to find this counterattack. The ball out in the midfield. Shot attempt. Going to ring off the post. The ball is still there. A big opportunity for Brindytheblade. He's trying to get it. Slayz. He can't come in and out. And it's going to be Brindy striking first.
You know, the changeup works sometimes. It throws off Slayz going for that squishy save. Brindy, no boost, no problems, as I like to say, as he just kind of puts a floater on target. Slayz trying to just recover, trying to cover as much of that as possible, isn't able to find that little bit of space. And Gladiators taking another early lead. They've started to kind of take the forefront of this game's Origin. In game 1 took the early lead, game 2 took the early lead, but now you see the shift. Now you see the momentum swing as Gladiators starting to get more aggressive. They started to kind of figure out this Origin squad. Origin gonna have to change up some things. Maybe some more demos are in their future. You see Voakes getting a demo there, kind of just eliminating the Gladiators. Another demo as well. Maybe they're listening to this stream and they just, you know, took it to heart as they had a goal scoring opportunity at Adtyso, wasn't able to get that read. And Origin gonna have to switch some things up. I think that Gladiators might have gotten their number. They need to play maybe more aggressive. Maybe the demos, like I said, are going to come through. And, you know, maybe that's exactly what's going to happen. Is Voakes, 3 demos almost in the matter of 15 seconds, opens the path. No boost anywhere on the map for this Gladiators squad. And Slayz, all he's got to do is put that one on target.
Yeah, that was some big demos, and you saw an unfortunate team bump in the corner there because of the boost starve. These players not able to get out of their own way. And unfortunately for the Gladiators, they concede here as Origin really found that pressure. Able to tie things up as this one's dropping down. Gladiators looking to counterattack back. This one off the wall. Bigguth, last man back. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity there. The ball can be popped up really high. Slayz, not a lot of boost. Gonna have to wait back for this one. It's just shot towards net. It's a dangerous ball. Bar down and in. Vergil with a big snipe from the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, that's just... It's tough. Slayz 0 boost. Voakes, really awkward last back. That one bar down. Beautifully shot, though, by Vergil in that midfield. And I think that, you know, this Gladiator squad, they're ramping up. They're looking scary is all I can say. I think that they have been playing really well. I think that all three of these guys have stepped up. Vergil especially. I wasn't necessarily aware of Vergil's game, and in the first couple games he was a little bit quiet, but this game and last game he's all over the place. He's playing super aggressive. The nerves have finally calmed down, you know, as that rookie. The veteran presence of Guth and Brindy kind of helping him out for those first 2 games, keeping it close. But man, he started to shine. I think that this has kind of been their time. And, you know, maybe as I say that, they're just going to get a kickoff goal in their own net. But I think that it still stands. Gladiators, they're looking really good. They're looking really dangerous.
Yeah, they are, and unfortunately the kickoff goal goes the opposite way, but besides that, they have been looking fantastic in this game. Number 4, 3 quick goals, giving them the lead here by 1. As now Origin once again find themselves on the back foot here, trying to bring this one up. Adtyso on the dunk there, gonna send that one through. Brindy is going for that one. He's over the top of one. It's 1-on-1, him versus Voakes, but the demo comes through. Adtyso bailing out his teammate on the backside there as Vergil, offensive force, looking to continue things. Adtyso sending that one down. Guth taking control, throwing that one in the corner, find another touch. Slayz is gonna get a touch on this one, but it's sent back down. Is that one on target? Not quite. That one another big opportunity, but here comes Vergil looking to drop that one down. Can't quite find his teammate though. Adtyso sends it back in. Guth gonna find a touch. That one blocked off by Brindy. Brindy waiting for this touch from Voakes. This one drops down in the midfield. It's a dangerous ball there. Adtyso tried to go for it, but wasn't quite able to reach it. As Slayz now up. No one finding the touch there. Voakes just sends it back. Just Brindy back. Able to make that touch there. Voakes now off the wall. Another demo coming through from Origin as they try to open up this space here. This one still going to stay popped up in the midfield. Guth going to send it back in. Adtyso pushing it out. Looking to find something. Looking to find a teammate. That one comes across there. Guth taking it up in the air. What does Guth have? He's looking for something there, but it's going to be blocked away just in time by Slayz here. And Adtyso, he sends it down. Is there a follow-up attempt? Slayz is trying to find the touch. He's trying to pinch it in, but that one is not going to find its way through. And both these teams here in this one, Aventus, are getting really aggressive as the Gladiators might have found one here, and they do.
Yeah, unfortunately, the counterattacks can force you out so much. The aggression that you have trying to get these counterattacks overextend you a lot of the time, and Slayz not able to get back as last man. And Gladiators are going to take that 4-2 lead. And Origin, I loved their aggressive play when they had Voakes kind of detached from the rotation, going for these bumps, going for these boost steals, and kind of just being an absolute menace, kind of cherry picking as well, and just allowing or Adtyso and Slayz to play in like a 2v2. And Adtyso this time gonna get a demo. They open up the scoring. Voakes looking for the demos as well, forcing Vergil awkwardly to jump. And that is a great play. Origin falling back on what they found success with. And I was gonna say that's exactly what they needed to do. They need to go for more of those demo and bump plays. It's worked out really well for them. It's thrown Gladiators off their game, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And so I think that in order for Origin to succeed, they kind of have to play a little bit differently. But Vergil is going to be there for this one. And, you know, some back and forth goals being scored, as unfortunately an amazing save is absolutely not going to be enough.
Yeah, that save is going to be wiped off the map there with the follow-up from Vergil. And the Gladiators, again, they just find a way to get this pressure back here. Origin, they've been really aggressive, and the Gladiators have been able to capitalize on that throughout the last 2 games of this series as they look to tie this series up at 2 apiece here. Voakes now setting this one up high, looking to stay with it, trying to find a 50, gonna drop it down, but Guth gonna find that touch. Adtyso jumping, gonna get that one, looking to find a touch. He's trying to get it across, but just enough on that connection there to deny the goal attempt. There's Brindy sending this one towards the net. It's dangerous, and Slayz just able to get up to it, using a little bit of boost to grab it. The Gladiators again just poised to hold on, but might be able to find one more as this one is going to go off the backboard there. Mistouch comes through, though. Here comes Brindy looking for the shot there. He's going to put it in, and Gladiators up 6-3 now. Another big mistake, and the Gladiators are right there to capitalize.
Yeah, and Adtyso holding his flip, trying to get the touch, is just not able to. Very awkward. I mean, Guth had a great play there where he's able to get a follow-up kind of dunk touch on that ball, keeping it in the midfield, putting it really awkward for Adtyso. But Adtyso is going to make that up for himself there. He's going to get the demo. He's going to get the flick over one. Origin going to put themselves back within 2. And this is such a high-scoring game. There's absolutely no defense being played on either side, really. I think that both these teams are just willing to kind of stand in the ring and just start throwing haymakers at each other, seeing who falls first. And Gladiators seem to be ahead right now, but neither team has gone out just yet. Both these teams looking to continue. As Brindy looking for a shot. That one off the mark, though, is that one just a little bit wide. Slayz has a counterattack, looking for the bump, looking for the air dribble bump, and he's gonna get it. And it looks like Gladiators were going to be able to get the save there, as Brindy looked like he had dodged the bump, but unfortunately it was just too well placed. The bump basically does the job that it needed to. Origin going to put themselves within 1. 15 seconds left. Origin, they're trying to close the distance. They're trying to play aggressive. It's worked out for them. It's also caused them panic. And another couple of demos. This is going to be tough as the clock winding down. 5 seconds. Slayz looking for a touch. He's going to try to get the follow-up into the middle. Guth is there. The clear comes through, and Adtyso not going to be able to keep that one up. Origin, we're so close to tying this one up, but Gladiators this time holding on. The lead that they had in the middle of the game was just too wide. The 3-goal deficit proved too much, and 10 demos for the side of Origin, lighting up the side of the Gladiators half with absolute destruction. But unfortunately, little bit too late. The defense proved a little bit too lackluster in this game.
Yeah, no, like you said, the defense wasn't really played by either side in that one. I mean, just an absolute shot fest there from both teams. 22 shots ringing out for both teams. The demos coming through, 12 demos total. So really just, like you mentioned, it's a high heavyweight fight here, and both these teams have been landing their punches, but it's been the Gladiators in the last 2 games that have really landed their punches, and now a big game on Origin here to try to seize back the momentum. They may have had a little bit at the end of that game number 4, but heading to game number 5, Ventus, this is do or die time now. We've got guaranteed Forbidden Temple, and whoever wins this one is going to put themselves 1 win away from a championship.
You know, and I love this. Neither team calling a timeout either. I was thinking maybe Origin calls a timeout, but they did keep it very close. I mean, they were within 1 goal. They had a lot of momentum at the end, and Adtyso gonna pick up right where he left off, getting an early goal for Origin, getting that boost, getting the beat on Brindy. Brindy trying to pre-jump ceiling, but Adtyso just puts it around him. He says, "Oh, you pre-jump ceiling? There's nobody else in net. I'm just gonna put it on target and see what happens." Origin gonna go up early, and you know, I felt like there's a little bit of a momentum swing from this Origin squad. It seems like they had turned a corner. It seems like they had found out how to kind of break down this Gladiators defense, and they look to do it again. But, you know, it's really been the defense of Origin making crucial mistakes, really poorly timed mistakes, as well as it turns into a lot of goals for this Gladiator squad. They have just been able to counterattack and capitalize. As another great bump and a miss there from Adtyso, and that one's just gonna float in the back of the net. Bigguth with a big bump there on the back wall, but another mistimed mistouch from the Origin squad, allowing Gladiators to tie this one up.
Yeah, the Gladiators able to bounce back there. That's a big play from Bigguth. Able to put that one in the back of the net there. He's getting credit for that one. And Gladiators come roaring back, able to tie things up here, as this is a big opportunity for Slayz, but can't quite get it on target there. In a crucial game number 5 here for both these 2 teams. Brindy now gonna send it back down into the corner. Origin racing back. Brindy looking to set this one up. Voakes, he's gonna pop it up high. Adtyso could be the first one jumping to it, trying to find another follow. Can't quite get that touch though. This one off the corner. Slayz is harassing in the net there. And Slayz tried to put it in, as this one up to Adtyso, trying to drop it back down, looking for that pass, but Not quite going to get on target. Slayz with an opportunity, but Vergil is able to get back in time as, again, Origin trying to find those demos. But it's going to be pushed back here. And this one sent up in the midfield now. Ball up high. Brindy is jumping. Slayz going to meet him at the apex there. Not quite able to get in on target here as Origin off the backboard. Follow-up attempt is denied away. Great defense yet again from Vergil. And, you know, Ventus, even despite all these demos, the Gladiators just find a way to get that clutch last-second touch on the goal line.
Yeah, they've done really well to, even with 0 boost, they're still putting up a good challenge and a good force, and they've been able to get long clears that have kind of slowed the attack down of Origin as we see more and more bumps coming through. They've also been doing really well at dodging bumps, even though we've seen a lot of demos coming through. A great shot, but a crazy save there. Pinch off the post. The Gladiators have been playing very good dodge defense, and even though Origin's still getting a lot of these demos, they're still, you know, a little bit questionable. They're still making a lot of mistakes. They're still playing so aggressive that they're allowing these counterattacks to happen. Gladiators have just kind of been buying their time, waiting for these to come out, and then just pouncing on the opportunities. Brindy looking for a shot. Bigguth though, the follow-up, that one on target, top corner, and Origin are gonna go down once again. Gladiators, for the 3rd game in a row, are gonna take the lead in this, well, I mean, take the lead now in the series, coming back from an 0-2 deficit. They're in the lead right now, half the game remaining on the dot, and Bigguth turning into the shooter. Vergil kind of being that playmaker specialist that we've seen Guth kind of take the role of. And, you know, this Origin squad has done really well on the offensive side of the ball, but it seems like the counterattacks have been proving too much. It seems like their rotations have not been very clean on defense, and a couple mistouches as well have allowed Gladiators to just pick and prod at the net as another shot coming through.
Yeah, and the Origin aggression is becoming over-aggression right now, as what's worked in the first couple rounds isn't quite working here, as the Gladiators have adapted perfectly to this play style, able to battle back and now take the lead here, as now the Gladiators sending this one back down. Voakes gonna have to make that touch to the corner. He's gonna find it. As this one pinched high off the backboard. Follow-up attempt there. Slayz gonna send it down to Adtyso, who's shooting it towards the net. A fast shot, but Vergil, the Gladiators, able to make it back as Vergil with good control. He's got a teammate over the top, but Voakes is gonna send it. Slayz, he's hunting, trying to find a bump there, but can't quite get it down, as this one is popped up high. Brindy is gonna make that touch out in the midfield. This one popped up high. Slayz, not a lot of boost to get to this one. Gonna find that touch there. This one into the corner. Slayz looking for the redirect off the backboard. Follow-up attempt. Bigguth is gonna find that one. A big 50 from Bigguth, as this one is sent off to the corner here. And now, with 1:10 remaining here, Ventus Origin are the ones that gotta battle back. The Gladiators have had their number here, and they need to find a goal if they're gonna want to try to force overtime.
Yeah, and I think the Gladiators have done so well of just relieving pressure. I think that Origin is really panicked right now. I think they need a couple plays where they just maintain possession, keep the boost, kind of get some of the pads in the midfield as well, look for the outlet passes for the clears, so they're able to get some offense going, because with 40 seconds left, you know, you really gotta get some aggression going, and they've been really aggressive, but unfortunately it's kind of been too aggressive as they've started to make mistakes from trying to play too fast. And so they just kind of need to go back to their game. They need to not force opportunities. They just need to let them come to them and utilize them to the best of their abilities. But unfortunately, Gladiators are playing absolutely stellar right now. Origin are going to have to pull out some crazy plays in order to do so. And Adtyso looking to do just that. A pinch, though, going to be off target. I thought that one was going to be the play to put them back in. But with 10 seconds left, Slayz trying to pop this one around. Gets dunked. This one might even be on target, but no, Voakes going to clear this one high. This one in the Origin half. 0 seconds, and Bigguth just going to let that one drop. Gladiators start down 0-2, turn it back to a 3-2 lead. And, I mean, match point, it seems like Origin seem a little bit lost. It seems like they've been making just too many mistakes for this Gladiators roster to capitalize, and Adtyso gonna call the timeout there for Origin.
Yeah, Origin gonna need that timeout to talk things over, as the Gladiators have just kind of turned things around and just kind of punched them in the mouth here. And Ventus now, as we head towards game number 6, the Gladiators find themselves 1 win away from the championship, and now it's up to Origin. How do you find a way back here, Ventus? You've kind of been you kind of been knocked down here. You had the first punch, but the Gladiators got back up, and now they got to try to find a way to battle back.
It's really tough. I think that a lot of what Origin is doing is very good. I love the aggressive demos. I love that they are, putting a lot of pressure on this Gladiators defense, but I feel like the one thing they're missing is I don't feel like they've really had many infield passes or changing it up like that. They haven't really taken possession, slowed the play down, changed the pace of play so that you can kind of slow the play down, catch it, go for an air dribble or flick it, offload the ball to your teammate, and then you have a really good opportunity. I feel like a lot of it has been kind of one-dimensional offense, and that's what I think Gladiators have been able to shut it down. We haven't seen much variance. We haven't seen many solo plays or possession plays where they're forcing players out of the net of Gladiators, baiting them in and getting the beats early so that they have a lot more space to work with. Right now they're just kind of putting a shot on net. They save, goes to the corner. Another shot on net, save to the corner. And it's not really much of consistent pressure. I think that by taking possession more frequently and utilizing your teammates more, you become such a more dangerous team. Voakes is doing really well getting these demos. Adtyso is also getting a lot of demos, but it just seems like they're not really using each other besides that.
Yeah, no, they really need to find each other here in this game number 6. This is their season on the line here, and they're gonna have to try to find a way to make it happen here. As it looks like we're gonna be joining up here for this game number 6 here, and Gladiators 1 win away from the championship. Origin trying to force a game number 7 here. It's Rana Forbidden Temple, home of the craziness and chaos in the Nemesis Gaming League. We'll see what it has in store for us here in the Prospect League Grand Finals. This one dropping down, Voakes. Gonna block that one in the corner. Brindytheblade now. Gonna take some control here. Big 50 gonna come through. Adtyso finding that touch, looking to drop it down. He finds a 50. As this one pop back up there. A bump attempt coming through on the net, but it's not gonna be on target. It's gonna be saved away there. A huge opportunity for Origin there with the bump, but they're still on the attack. The ball is coming right back down to the midfield, but no one can put it on target there. It's gonna be cleared away there. A couple of great opportunities early on there, Ventus for Origin, but they can't find the back of the net.
They're so willing to go for these bumps that they're just completely leaving the ball. But speaking of leaving the ball, Bigguth not going to find the touch and leaving it for Adtyso to come through. Origin finally going to break through, but this time it's on a mistake from the Gladiators, something we have not seen that much, especially in that 3-game stretch where they have been able to take each individual game. Origin waiting and biding their time, waiting for those mistakes to come through, and finally it happens. They're able to capitalize. But you see, you talked about the follow-ups not being there for this Origin squad. I feel like they've been so willing to go for these bumps that they're completely negating the fact that they also need to make a play on the ball. And so Origin just kind of, the follow-ups not being there, and going for these aggressive bumps has basically allowed Gladiators a free clear each time, and it hasn't been super threatening. So if there's better follow-up, if there's more communication earlier on this Origin squad, the bumps become so much more threatening. But as I say that, a floater coming through bar going to be saved by Voakes, though, as this one off the backboard. Guth looking for a shot, but once again cleared away by this Origin squad.
Yeah, now the Gladiators trying to answer back here. They've got some good sustained pressure. Origin trying to break out of their end here, but the Gladiators are still on it. This one thrown off the backboard by Brindy. Adtyso looking to push this one out and might have an opportunity to do so. Here comes Slayz. He's looking to go up. He finds a 50 down in the midfield. Adtyso looking to turn it back on. Gladiators able to clear it away as Slayz is hunting for the demo there. A bump comes through. This one still popped up over the top. Great opportunity. That one off the bar. It's going to be pushed off there. The Gladiators almost found that one through, but not quite meant to be there, as this one is still going to stick around in the Origin end. Adtyso is going to send it a long way. Brindy is going to find that one. A big 50 coming out to Voakes, who's taking the shot towards the net. Bigguth, no boost, trying to get to that one. Another big miss, a bump attempt, but Vergil is going to get back there. They would have pushed it away, and now another counterattack attempt. He's got Brindy there. He's just going to take the shot, and Vergil over the top. He somehow gets that one in to tie this game up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you just saw both players, Voakes and Slayz, kind of just leave the ball, trying to go for bumps on this Gladiator squad, leaving Adtyso in a 2v1. And, I mean, unfortunately, there's a little bit of an own goal coming through from the side of Origin, and just trying to get back, make a play, trying to cut off the pass. Because of that 2v1, it's such a dangerous position that I believe Voakes was rushing back, tried to get a touch or a bump or a demo on that shooter. And unfortunately, even though the Gladiators didn't make contact with the pass, the own goal coming through from Origin helped seal the fate of the goal. And, you know, once again, Origin playing way too bump heavy, way too aggressive, that they're just leaving so many opportunities open, like just there as Brindy having to try to get that one, but Slayz was able to respawn in time off of his double demo where he demoed a player, demoed himself. Luckily was able to kind of ender pearl back to his side and get the clear in time, but Gladiators, man, they're just waiting for that to happen. They're waiting for them to go for these bumps, getting the follow-up and just kind of capitalizing, using the counterattacks to the best of their abilities, and Origin is just falling for it. Very reminiscent of the previous 3 games. Origin gonna have to play a lot cleaner if they want to force a Game 7.
Yeah, gonna need to here as this is their season on the line. A follow-up attempt almost gonna come through there. Bigguth almost with a massive play. Slayz is looking for a bump. This ball's gonna pop up high here. Origin got to make something happen. A bump attempt there, but Vergil, he's been so big on the defensive end, making a nice touch there as the Gladiators looking for the attack there. Denied away by Slayz. This one popping up high. Going to be sent up. Opportunity here as Adtyso, he booms it a long way towards the backboard. Bigguth going to make a save here. A minute remaining now. This game is tied. Gladiators, if they can find one more goal, might just take the championship here. Origin desperate to force Game 7, but the Gladiators, they want it here. This one off the backboard, Voakes is going to make a massive save. There is Slayz. He sets this one up. Brindy now going to pop a touch up in the midfield there. Going to find another one over the top of another defender there. Bigguth to the corner. It's just Slayz back. What does Slayz have here? Going to pop it over the top of Vergil. Is there, able to stop it in the midfield now. Voakes can't quite find that touch. Adtyso going to help him out there. Bigguth sending this one down. Ball popped up high. 30 seconds remaining now. Vergil throwing this one down there. Missed touch comes through. Adtyso got to make a 50. Vergil, another big touch from him. Bigguth, he's trying to send it in. A demo comes through there. Voakes looking to push it out here. Next goal will decide this one here. 10 seconds. This one popped up here. Ball out of the midfield. 50 comes through. Big opportunity for the Gladiators. Looking for the shot there. It's going to ring off the wall. Slayz, he's sending it. Looking for Adtyso for the shot. At 0 seconds, he puts it in to send us to Game 7.
What a play. What a pass from Slayz, finding Adtyso. The infield pass, the dynamic offense that I talked about in their timeout, or was hoping that they were going to do in their timeout, comes through. Perfectly placed top corner. Adtyso with the clutch gene factor, forcing Game 7. Origin, beautiful play there, Gladiators. Unfortunately, going to have to follow that one to Game 7.
Wow, what a finish right there to game number 6. The 0-second goal to force Game 7. A masterclass right there, and such a close game there, Ventus. It really could have gone either way in that one. I mean, both those teams were going back and forth. It seemed like Gladiators were only a second away from winning the championship, but Origin, they find that clutch goal. They force us to Game 7, and now it all comes down to this, Ventus. One game for a championship.
Honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love Game 7s. It's do or die for both teams. I wouldn't be surprised if Gladiators were to call a timeout here. I know that they didn't call it. They have it saved and banked if they want to, but, you know, they might maybe just talk it out. Like you said, it was a very, very close game. Either side could have taken it. I think that, you know, Origin just had that beautiful passing play in the midfield, and I think that was the difference maker. They finally utilized each other in the midfield. They finally looked each other for a pass, and they instantly score off of it. I mean, the only thing that I could ask from these teams is for a potential overtime here in this Game 7. I think that would just be the icing on the cake.
I mean, with the way these teams have been playing, it's been such a back and forth series. It would not surprise me one bit, but we are in to game number 7 of the Prospect League Grand Finals. Winner is going to become the champions here. Loser is going to have to settle for runner-up here as Origin setting this one up in the midfield. Big opportunity for a first goal here. Adtyso throwing this one off the backboard. Is there a follow-up attempt? Slayz trying to get to it, but denied away again. The defense of the Gladiators has been big all series long here. Adtyso looking to grab this one in the corner, trying to pop it towards the midfield. Going to take it slow. He's looking for a teammate, trying to drop it down. Looking for a bump, though, but Bigguth is going to find that touch. Able to push it away. Vergil now looking for the shot, but Voakes is right on top of him there. This one pushed off the wall out of the midfield. Slayz gonna make that touch. Vergil turning around for it. Has an opportunity at the net. Slayz, not a lot of boost. Voakes double commit. Could be a shot opportunity for the Gladiators. Brindy is going to be denied away by Adtyso. As Origin on the counterattack, this one towards the backward redirect attempt. Oh my goodness! He almost finds it, but that one rings off the post there. Almost an insane play, but now got to watch out for the counterattack there. It's not going to go on target, but a really close opportunity there, Ventus, and we still stay tied at 0.
Yeah, I mean, a crazy shot there from Adtyso. Obviously having all the confidence, but it might be the downfall as Brindy. All he has to do is put on net. Slayz, though, gonna be able to get there. Adtyso able to get the follow-up save as well. And even though they had a potential counterattack for the Gladiators, they were not able to convert Origin. The defense holds on, something that has not happened. This is the first time that I've really seen them be able to stave off a counterattack like that in this series. And I mean, how fitting that it's in Game 7. Crazy shots, some crazy plays. Slayz a crazy save as well. Gladiators doing all they can. Another save coming up from Vergil. Long, booming, clear. And both these teams trying to get this first goal. This goal, whoever scores first might be the difference maker here. Is, you know, we're about halfway through this game number 7. One goal could make the difference. We have not been able to see either side break through yet. One goal could be the factor.
It could be, and one double commit could be detrimental here as a demo is going to open up the space here. This ball is popping up high for the Gladiators. Big attempt there. It's going to be 50 off the corner. It's rolling down. Voakes going to take control here. He's trying to stay with it. This one going to be popped up high. Bigguth has an opportunity, but going to wait for Slayz to just clear it out to him. This one popped up. Bigguth trying to find that 50. Adtyso. He's going to send it back down here. Big opportunity. Big miss there. Adtyso. He's looking for a teammate, but he's only going to find Bigguth with a big save there. Able to clear it away. Vergil sending it back down to Brindytheblade. Trying to find that touch. Origin. A little awkward there. Can't quite get it out right away. Adtyso going to be 50. Voakes going to help him out. Voakes trying to stay with it. Vergil sending it back in here. As these two teams so close, knowing the enormity of this next goal here. A minute 40 remaining here. Still tied at 0 in game number 7. Adtyso. He's going to send it down, trying to make something happen here. He's staying up, not a lot of boost, can't quite find that touch. The ball going to pop off the corner. Slayz off the backward, double tap down. The ball's in front of the net. Can they put it in? No, they're going to run into each other there. That was a huge opportunity, but Origin couldn't put it through. The Gladiators hold on again, and they're going to find the clear out here into the corner. This one's dropping down. Bigguth with an opportunity towards the net. A big demo with a big save on the goal line. Able to lock it down just in time. Origin is still holding strong with the ball still in the midfield. Slayz. He's trying to keep it around here, as now we're down to a minute remaining here in game number 7, 0-0. Next goal is the opportunity here for the championship. This ball's dropping down. Bigguth gonna take control. He's gonna get it by Slayz. Voakes gonna take an opportunity. He has a net to shoot at, but he can't put it on target. Adtyso is gonna put it in there. Voakes dropping it down, but the net is open. Brindy has an opportunity, but not boost to put it in there. That was a chance here. This one now, another opportunity denied away. Origin trying to find the counterattack. They're all up there. They're sending it towards the net there. Double commit from the Gladiators here. As this one now, 30 seconds remaining. Still tied at 0. The next goal most certainly going to decide this championship. As it's sent back down. Ball off the wall there. Dropped out in the midfield. Gladiators trying to get to it. Voakes. This one's going to be blocked up. Bigguth with an opportunity off the backboard. The follow-up attempt from Vergil. No, missed it off the crossbar. There was the counterattack from Origin. They're racing down the pitch. The ball is up in the midfield. This one a little bit too wide, though, as it's in the corner now. Voakes off the corner. Bigguth going to control it. He's going to send it up. The Gladiators, can they find something in 0 seconds? It's Vergil towards the net there. Can they put it down out of the midfield? No, it's going to touch the ground in overtime. Ventus in game 7, 0-0. Next goal wins it all.
Yeah, and I got exactly what I hoped for. I hoped for an overtime. I really wanted it. Both these teams playing phenomenal, not giving a single inch. You saw that mistake there from the Gladiators. A little bit of an open net miss, but they might be trying to make it up here as they look for the demo. But Adtyso gonna clear this one out, and Voakes having to get a touch there. His last man back. Brindy shot. Gonna try to get this one on target, but that one saved, but not. It's going to go in, and Gladiators gonna find the back of the net. A perfectly placed shot. I thought the save came through from Slayz, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. The ball too quick, still finding its way to the back of the net, and Gladiators are going to take this in a game 7 overtime.
Oh my goodness, Ventus, what placement on that shot there. Slayz was so close to saving it away, but the placement and the power was just enough to win it in overtime. A massive shot there by who else than Brindytheblade, the veteran of that Gladiators team, longtime Nemesis veteran, gonna get his team a championship in Game 7. And Ventus, what a thrilling series from both those two teams right there.
Yeah, and you know what? Coulson was right. He predicted the Gladiators. I didn't have the faith. I picked Origin. But man, these teams, so many games were neck and neck. I mean, game 2 was so close. You had that last second goal, I believe, and then game 7, obviously. Game 6 was such a close game as well. There were so many games that could go either way. Could have changed the entire course of the series, but Gladiators, they held it out. I mean, even though they had that miss at 0 seconds, we would have hoped that they would have been able to put that one away there. But such a great series to end off this night's grand finals. I mean, I'm so excited for the Challenger League, the Rival League, and the Titan League games Wednesday, because let me tell you, we're going to have so much more action.
Yeah, I mean, if you thought that was crazy, we got 3 more on the line coming at you Wednesday. But a big congratulations there to the Gladiators. They performed exceptional throughout that series, able to battle back from 0-2, bring it all the way back, and win it in Game 7 overtime to take the championship. Big congratulations to them. What a series it was. And we got to give a couple of big shout outs here before we end off tonight's stream. A huge shout out to everyone who ended up subscribing, but especially to our Nemesis Premium subscribers, most certainly our Challenger Plus subscribers, Cortera, Earn, Flame Intruder, Neon, Wiggle, Fenrir, Jax, Parker, and Sado. We appreciate you guys supporting the Discord here. Reminder, if you guys do want to support Nemesis, you can find the subscriptions in the Discord, or feel free to subscribe on Twitch. All the money that you guys donate to the stream or donate goes right back into the league, paying the commentators, paying the streamers for their exceptional work throughout the year. So again, thank you all to everyone for that one. But Ventus, man, what a night. The Gorgons take a dominated one. The Gladiators come back in Game 7 overtime. Any final thoughts before we head off for the night?
Man, I mean, such competitive leagues. I think that obviously there's some changes where we had the reset, you had the re-sign changes, everything. I feel like after every single season in Nemesis, it just gets more and more competitive. You see crazy upsets, you see crazy Game 7s. The playoffs has been absolutely phenomenal. And lucky us, we have one more day of grand finals. We have 3 more matches. I know I have the privilege of casting 2 of those, and I'm so excited. And so I'm ready for all the content. I'm ready to cast, and unfortunately we have to wait till Wednesday for it.
I know. Unfortunately, we do have to wait till Wednesday, but until then, we'll live on in some anticipation here for those 3 matches. We'll be back Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you guys follow the channel if you haven't already. We'll be back then for our last set of grand finals, and then we'll head on to season 14 following that. But we hope to see you guys there, because if this night is anything to tell us, it's going to be a great night on Wednesday. So make sure you guys stick around for that. But that is it for us tonight here. Rockerman Ventus from the booth here. Make sure you guys take care, and we will see you guys on Wednesday night.